Hello, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the digestive system and its outline. Today we will be discussing about the introduction to the digestive system, divisions, alimentary canal, accessory organs, location and their functions. Introduction to digestive organs. A digestive system is a group of organs working together convert food into energy and basic nutrients into feed or nourish the body. Actually, whatever food we are taking into our body, it has to get digest to get involved into the blood, and by that it can be converted into energy. And the food without converting into the micronutrients, the another word for the digestion is nothing but the function of the digestive system is to convert the solid food material to microparticles. By that it involves into the blood directly. It can mix with the blood directly and carries the energy to the body parts. If you see the anterior part of the digestive system, these are all the parts we can see anteriorly. That means in front of you what we can see. So the pharynx, also known as the throat, oral cavity, mouth, we can also call salivary glands, and esophagus, the tube which carries the food from mouth to the stomach. Esophagus, stomach, the where the food can digest. Pancreas, the one which lies below the stomach. Small intestine, large intestine. Liver, below the liver, gallbladder, appendix, rectum and anus. These are all the anterior parts of the digestive system which you can see from this diagram. If you want this diagram in detail, you can go through your anatomy and physiology textbook and observe it clearly where the parts of the digestive system are exactly lies. This one is the posterior part of the digestive system. It looks little clumsy. So whatever the parts are there anteriorly, they also take some portion into the posterior side. Now divisions in the digestive system, it consists of two divisions. The first division is the alimentary canal. The next one is the accessory organs. Alimentary canal, it extends from the mouth to anal region or the rectum where we pass the feces or the motion. Okay, this is the alimentary canal. But whereas the accessory organs all are like, for example, liver, pancreas and gallbladder, these, and teeth, tongue, mouth, these all the things we can called as accessory organs which helps in digestive process. So there are mainly two parts, they are alimentary canal and accessory organs. Here if you see, the alimentary canal is also called as the digestive tract. Alimentary canal also is called as digestive tract or gastrointestinal tract. Through GI, it technically stomach, intestines and only. The alimentary canal is the long tube that runs from the mouth through the anus. The alimentary canal, the main parts of the alimentary canal are mouth. It starts from the mouth. Mouth is also called as the oral cavity, and pharynx. Pharynx is also called as throat, and stomach, large intestine, esophagus, the tube which carries the food from mouth to stomach. Small intestine, where the most of the absorption takes place. Rectum and anal canal, where the feces or the waste of the food that we passes in the form of motion. Now let us see the accessory organs which are helpful in the digestive process. They are tongue, salivary glands and tonsils in the mouth. These are all there in the mouth. Tubular mucus glands. Tubular mucus glands are lies just beside of the pharynx, esophagus and large intestines. Liver, gallbladder and pancreas. These all helpful for the digestion process in the small intestines. And epiglottis is nothing but a small plate like structure which covers the windpipe posteriorly, backside, to prevent the aspiration of food into the respiratory tract. My dear students, actually that's how when we take air through the mouth, this air can also enter into the lungs, because these are having a common pathway at the place of epiglottis. That is the reason this epiglottis, a small plate like structure which occludes the respiratory way when you are swallowing the food, to prevent the aspiration of these food particles into the respiration and cause the respiratory tract infections. And next part is the mesentery. Mesentery is the newly discovered part which is helping the all the intestines, that means large intestines, small intestines, and even the stomach, all the organs. So this mesentery is helping these all the intestinal organs to attach to the posterior abdominal cavity. Posterior abdominal cavity nothing but the back side. Anterior means front side, but back side our abdominal organs like intestines are attached by the help of mesentery. Now let us see the digestion. Digestion, I already told you, digestion definition is breaking down of the food into the microparticles. So this process starts from the mouth itself, my dear students. So where food is chewed, in mouth we are chewing the food into the small particles and mixed with the saliva to form a bolus. When this food is mixed with the saliva, this forms a bolus. The bolus produced is then swallowed down to the pharynx and esophagus via peristaltic contractions. See, every tube should have the movement to pass the content. So as likewise here also our gastrointestinal tract is having the peristaltic contractions or peristaltic movements, nothing but the wave like movements of the intestines to pull the food, or otherwise to push down the food to the stomach. So this bolus will passes through the esophagus via the peristaltic contractions and reaches to the stomach. And in the stomach it mixed with the gastric juices. You all know that our stomach is having HCl, which is also called as the gastric juice, which helps in the digestion process. So once it reaches to the stomach and mixed with the gastric juice, it forms a semi-fluid substance that is called as chyme. Then move to the duodenum. This semi-fluid, what actually semi-fluid means, for example, if you take juice, that is called as the semi-fluid. It is not fluid, or it is not a like solid consistency. So the semi-fluid moves down. So this semi-fluid moves down towards the duodenum. After the stomach, the part is called as the duodenum, the C curve shaped, and most of the digestion takes place in the stomach and duodenum of the small intestines. So the most means for 80% of the digestion takes place in the stomach as well as in the duodenum. So my dear students, where the 80% of the mineral, the micronutrients will be absorbed in the small intestines into the bloodstream. Then some of the water or minerals are absorbed in the large intestine, which is like having three parts: ascending, transverse, and descending colons. There the large amount of the water and minerals are absorbed. So the chyme is turned to feces, motion. This feces also called as motion. The feces is defecated from the anus via the rectum. This is the digestion process. Now let us see the locations of the organs in the abdominal cavity. So here you can see from the picture, my dear students, these are also called as 9 abdominal regions or abdominal quadrants. These regions are very much important for your practical exams, as well as to find out any disease conditions where the pain is located, what all the organs are present. It is very important to have the knowledge of it. So if you see from the upside on right side, right hypochondriac region, in this region you can see liver, right kidney, gallbladder, large or small intestines, and the middle one is epigastric region. The middle one is upside is called as epigastric region, where the liver, stomach, spleen, duodenum, adrenal glands and pancreas are present. And the left side laterally you can see left hypochondriac region, where you can see liver's tip, stomach, pancreas, left kidney, spleen and large and small intestines. And in the middle right side, right lumbar region. Right lumbar region. Why it is called as the lumbar region? Because the posteriorly lumbar spinal region is presented. Lumbar spinal region is present. That is the reason it is called as right lumbar region. Here you can see ascending colon. It is a part of the large intestine and the small intestine and right kidney. And in between, you all know that this is the middle region where the umbilicus is present. Exactly, that is the same name they gave the umbilical region. Here you can see duodenum, small intestines and transverse colon. This is also a part of large intestine. And on the left region you can see left lumbar region, where the descending colon is a part of the large intestine and small intestine and left kidney you can see. And here down below the umbilical region, down right, that is called as right iliac region. Why? Because you can see there a bone. That bone is called as iliac bone. That is the reason this region is called as right iliac region, where you can see appendix, cecum. This is the part of small intestine, and ascending colon, large intestine part, and small intestine, and middle hypogastric region. Did you remember another name? Epigastric. Upside is called as epigastric and lower side in between is called as hypogastric region. Okay, in this hypogastric region, this one you can see bladder, sigmoid colon, small intestines and reproductive organs, male and female. Both the organs you can see here. Even urinary bladder and the sigmoid colon, which is the part of the large intestine just above the anus or rectal region. And on your left side, the left iliac region, where you can see sigmoid colon. There also the part of the sigmoid colon lays there, and as well as descending colon of the large intestine and also small intestine. These are all the 9 regions which are very important for you to remember these regions. Now let us see the anatomy of the oral cavity. What all there in the oral cavity? So gingiva is also known as the gum. You all know by the name of gum but don't know the gingiva. Gums also known as the gingiva. Lips, teeth, hard palate. The palate, the roof of the mouth is called as the hard palate, or even the soft palate also making the roof of the mouth. Hard palate behind the soft palate lies, which is the muscular one, where the hard palate is built by the 2 palatal bones. Next one, the hard palate behind the soft palate you can see, where the soft palate muscles together form a grape like structure that is called as uvula. And below the uvula bilaterally, that means from both the sides, on both the sides you can see tonsils, oral tonsils are present there. And below that, or just beside of that tonsils, you can see the retromolar trigone. Retro means behind, molar means molar teeth, and angle is there, that is the reason this is called as retromolar trigone. Tongue, the 2/3 of the tongue. And buccal mucosa, the buccal mucosa is nothing but, my dears, cheek mucosa. Cheeks inside is covered with the mucosa. And the floor of the mouth, below the tongue is called as the floor of the mouth. Now the borders of the mouth. Anteriorly the mouth is covered by the lips, you all know that. And posteriorly it continues with the oropharynx. The oropharynx is the part of the pharynx. And laterally means the bilateral side, by the muscles of the cheeks, the buccal mucosa is there, or buccal cavities are there. And superiorly, above, by the bony hard palates or muscular soft palate. Inferior, below, that means the floor of the mouth is covered by the muscular tongue and soft tissue.